guys, it's Jen and I'm back with another process video. I'm using my Felicity Jane February You and Me kit, and I've added it to some of the embellishments from previous Felicity Jane kits, but this kit just has the perfect colors for the photos that I'm using today. These are two photos of my daughter, and her dress like I said, matches these papers perfectly. And I'm just going through the kit trying to decide what I might use. And I'm going to use that lovely black and white large chevron print for my background, and I'm just pulling out some different embellishments and things that I might want to use. I'm using an alphabet from Pink Paisley that came in a kit a few months back, and I'm just pulling out a few random embellishments here and there, and I'm also going to use the stamp set that came in this month's kit, as well as some of the cut-aparts that came in this month's kit as well. So these photos are of my daughter at the Mesa Cemetery, and what I'm scrapbooking today is that's where my uncle was buried. I know if you follow my channel, my uncle and my grandma both died recently, and so we made a few road trips to their funerals, and this was one of them. He was buried in the Mesa Cemetery, and I had never been to that cemetery, and it is so beautiful. It has orange trees and olive trees, and it must be a nightmare for the caretaker, but it was so pretty, and I couldn't resist taking these photos of my daughter. And so that's what I'm scrapbooking today. I already know what I want the title to be, so I'm starting with that. And it's going to be a little bit of sunshine on a cloudy day. And what I'm kind of going to talk about in the journaling is how the beauty of the cemetery and these photos and the orange trees and everything gave me a little bit of sunshine on a day that was kind of crappy. It was actually a really beautiful day. It wasn't physically cloudy, but it was cloudy in the feeling of the fact that it was a funeral and things like that. So I was grateful for that little bit of sunshine in my day that day. I'm using that cut apart that tag came from the cut apart sheet, and then I'm pulling in a tag from American Crafts DIY, and it matches with it perfectly. It's just the black and white. I kind of want this to be kind of a light and airy page. And I'm going to use some of the gold accents from the kit to kind of dot around the layout. I have that wood veneer little tab that says love, and that's from a previous kit. Those two gold foil hearts are die cuts from this month's kit, as well as that gold bow that you see at the top right now. I'm trying to decide if I want to add a doily, but I decide not to. I did find these little pieces of Amy Tangerine stitched floral paper that I love so much that matched the colors in this perfectly, and so I'm taking a little bit from that and adding it to this layout. I cut out the process of me hand cutting those, so you didn't have to watch me do that, but they just match, the colors just, like I said, match perfectly. So I'm going to use those on this layout. And I love using florals. I'm cutting out this little coral colored geotag to kind of match the tag at the top. That tag is really the one solid pop of color on the page, and so I really feel like I need to balance that. And so I'm doing that with that little geotag. I'm going to glue my photos together and kind of get some things adhered. I pull out my crochet twine to put through the tag, but decide I wanted something thicker. So this is some natural colored hemp from Close to My Heart. It's an older product that I don't think they sell it anymore. And I'm going to use that for my tag. And because I want both of the tags to have the same kind of tie, I will cut off the tie that comes on that American Crafts tag as well and replace it with this hemp twine. And I'm just tying it in a knot at the top so that the little tags can kind of hang. And then I'm going to go ahead and get some of these things glued down here in a second. Right now I'm trying to decide exactly how I want the title to work. I'm going to go ahead and place down the photos. And I'm going to just play around for a minute to see how I want the flowers to go. And I really like the way that that flower looks layered over the tags at the top. And so I'm going to balance that at the bottom left with the other two flowers that I cut out. And it kind of nestles around my title a little bit, and I like that. So I'll just go ahead and get to placing these letters down. These pink paisley chipboard letter stickers stick pretty nicely. So I'm moving that photo up a little bit because I know I'm going to stamp the rest of my title with those little tiny alphabets that came in the stamp set from the Felicity Jane kit this month. And like I said, it's going to be a little bit of sunshine on a cloudy day. Now, what I did not think about, I messed up a little bit, and I forgot that I needed to put the word of. So I thought I was being good starting at the end of the first part with bit, but really I needed to start with of. And so I'm going to have to stamp it over the photo, which is fine. It works out okay. And I just will take a pen and fill in the little space where there's the crack between the photo and the paper. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stamp the rest of it on just below the word sunshine. These little alphabets are so perfect. They're just a great size. So I went ahead and skipped over that part for you so you didn't have to watch me stamp all of that. And here I'm just taking a pen and trying to fill in that little area. And then I'm going to use that geotag to point to, like at the beginning of the title. And then I'm going to work on placing my flowers. And I really like the way that they look kind of overlapping the photo just a little bit. I just love those photos of my daughter. The sun was perfect. So the title has that going for it too. It's a little bit of sunshine just because the sun's hitting her just right, and also because it was such a beautiful place on kind of a gloomy day. So I popped up some of the edges of that second flower with some foam tape, and then I'm also going to pop up the second gold foil heart with some foam tape as well. And I'm just using that thin foam tape that I love. And I'm just going to glue down the edges of my photos a little bit better. And then I decide to put that little wood veneer tab up at the top. And then I really love the way that little piece of kind of a wonky scallop looks at the top of the layout. So then I was playing with my little gold bows that one came in this kit and one is from the Christmas kit. But it was too much gold right next to the gold hearts, and so I wanted to separate it a little bit. So that just wasn't quite working for me. So I thought maybe I would place something at the bottom of the layout to kind of balance that top scallop. And so I pulled out the gold glitter paper that came in the kit, and I'm just going to cut a strip of that to place at the bottom. And I'm sorry that it's cut off a little bit. I think I'll realize here in just a second and move my layout up. And then I thought I should cut a really tiny skinny strip to put at the top as well, because it looked a little weird having the bottom strip go all the way across the bottom and then the top just had the scallop, and so I decided it needed to go all the way across as well. So for that skinny strip, I'm going to use my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive that I have in this little fine line tube, and I found that at Joann's. That's a lie. I found it at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to glue that down. And I really like the pop that the glitter gives to it. And I just used a paintbrush to brush off some of the excess glitter. It is glitter that gets off of the paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and write my journaling just below the title to kind of fill in the rest of that space. Because I have all of that space filled in at the top with the tags and the clustering, and then I have a little bit of space taken up by that scallop, I thought that it would be nice to fill in the space below the photos with my title and journaling. And so I'm just writing about what I told you before, that I was glad for that little kind of ray of sunshine from God that day, that sometimes you just need a little something to cheer you up, and that did. Just the beauty of the cemetery really cheered me up that day. So it was really awesome. So I'm just filling that in here. And I like to use thin-tipped pens when I'm doing my journaling, so this is a .02 or 0.2 tip. And I can't write straight, and I don't care, it's okay. It ends up looking fine to me anyway. So now I am going to add a couple more things. I decide that I want to add I'm going to add my date, and I'm just adding that with my Chamel roller date stamp just next to the word love. And I kind of like the way that stamping balances the stamping on the bottom, but I kind of wanted a little bit more, so I stamped some of the hearts that came in on the stamp set from this month's kit. And what I'm stamping now is a little row of tiny hearts, and I just inked up one of the hearts. And so I stamped the 3 little hearts at the top. So it kind of mimics the hearts at the bottom, and it also helps to balance the inking, or the subtitle that I stamped in black as well. So now I'm just sprinkling a little bit of gold Heidi Swapp Color Shine. I'm getting to the bottom of my bottle, so it's kind of getting messy. I have another bottle on hand for when I run out, but it's just kind of getting to be a little bit messy. And then I'm using some enamel dots that came in a previous kit also, and just dotting those about the layout, and that's going to complete this one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a big thumbs up so YouTube knows. And stay tuned, because I have some exciting new things coming to my YouTube channel that will start this Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.